Hello, everybody, and welcome to Full Circle with Mukali. I hope you had a great night. It's the 19th of May, very early in the morning, and it's chilly and it's warm in here. Well, the studio is pretty warm, but I'm sending you warm, positive vibrations this morning. We have an amazing show lined up for you. We'd love to hear from you, of course. So let us know where you're watching us from this morning. 111 That is our SMS line. Switch TV KE on Instagram, Switch TV Kenya on Facebook. So go right ahead and be part of all the conversations we're having today. Do you know what personality type you have, especially when you're dating? Is that even a thing? Did you know it existed? We're going to be finding out more about that. We'll have a skincare enthusiast in the studio. We'll be talking about hyperpigmentation, and we have some amazing giveaways from Kipps College, so stick around for that. And of course, we continue a conversation that we started this week with Dr. Wale Akinyemi. And because it's a Wednesday, the Couple of Fitness has some amazing workouts lined up. So we have such a power show for you. But first, let's take a look at the quote of the day. So today's quote says, "Into each day, put in about a teaspoonful of good spirits, a dash of fun, a pinch of folly, a sprinkling of play, and a heaping cupful of good humor." Let me just read that again. Into each day, put in about 1 teaspoonful of good spirits, a dash of fun, a pinch of folly, a sprinkling of play, and a heaping cupful of good humor. And I don't know why, but just reading that put a smile on my face. Just reading it. Now imagine living it. How much joy and peace that would bring to your life if you just, find humor there, enjoy the good spirits, send your positive vibrations to people around you, and definitely they will come back to you. So yeah, go right ahead and do that today. Put a smile on your face and somebody else's face as well. But right now, let's get on to the first conversation of the day. It's time for Advice Circle. And we continue a conversation with Dr. Wale, and it has been very impactful, and I'm super excited for what he has in store for us today. Dr. Wale Akinyemi, how are you?
I'm very well, Your Majesty. Good morning.
Good morning, sir. And you look really good and very bright. I know you accused me of always complimenting you when you're wearing bright colors, but you
Yeah, so
know,
I now have to look for yellow outfits and pink outfits now because the Queen must be happy.
thank you, sir. You promised to take us through some exercises today, and I'm looking forward to that. I'm quite very eager for that.
Oh, yes, but I'm going to lay the foundation first. The first few minutes,
Okay,
I would lay foundation, and then I'll now give you a lot of things to think about and
okay,
ask questions, ask yourself.
okay.
All right, so hello, everybody. Good to be with you again. Now, yesterday, I rounded up with a thought that when conditions change and people don't change, then there's a mismatch between the people and the conditions. Now, when we talk about change, it's not always that, oh, you have to handle the disruption through COVID or disruption. It's not always handling something that's quote unquote negative. Even positive change requires adapting to. Getting married,
Yes.
the thinking has to be different if marriage is going to work.
Mm-hmm.
The Bible says a man shall leave his father and mother and cleave to his wife, but you still want to hold on to your mother, and then you now have monster-in-law problems, you know, because the thinking has to change. Maybe you get a new position at work, and then suddenly you are the boss of your friend, or your best friend becomes your boss. Now, that's a change. If you cannot handle it, you will lose the relationship. Another example, lottery winners. Even though the lottery, like I said yesterday, by luck and their conditions change, it's going to take more than luck for them to stay rich. It's a different mindset. Case studies abound. Sharon Tirabisi was a single mother living off welfare, and she won the lottery. What did she do? Immediately she won the lottery, she went on a spending spree. All right.
Yeah.
Now, guess what? A couple of years later, she was back where she started from. All right. Struggling fed. There was a gentleman called Michael Carroll. You know, this guy won the British lottery, UK National Lottery. This guy won 9.7 million pounds at the age of 19. 9.7 million pounds. What did he do? His condition changed, but his thinking did not change. So what happened? He went on a spending spree. Where did he end up? He was working minimum wage, casual laborer in a biscuit factory. 9.7 million pounds. So stories like that abound. Every change requires a change in how you think. Life is a series of changes. The inability to handle change is the inability to handle life. And dealing with change must start in your mind. If you are not flexible in your mind, you will never be flexible in life. It starts with objectivity. Objectivity is the ability to override your emotions based on facts and greater good. It's the ability to support something that emotionally you may not even support, but you make a decision because it's the right thing to do. Objectivity is when you give allowance to the fact that you might be wrong. Now, that's a big one. Think of the times when you were so sure about something and then you ended up discovering you were wrong. Why is this so important? Because we resist things mainly from a position of sincerity. We think we are right. If we knew we were wrong, the likelihood is that we will not put ourselves forward. So you were sincere, but you were sincerely wrong. Now, if you are wrong once, you can be wrong again. Now, just that thinking will make you objective. Another thing that comes now with being objective is humility. That the greatest idea doesn't have to come from you. Are you ready to support something you once criticized because you didn't understand? Do you know humility? This is the magic for relationships. When objectivity, without objectivity and humility, there can be no relationship. So now some exercises. What are the major changes that happened to you in the last 2 years? I need you to write this down, and you need to go and evaluate yourself. How did you handle each? Now, when you look back 2 years down the line, how do you see your decision? Will you make the same decision? Then let's stretch it. Take a look back at yourself 10 years ago. Identify some things that you did then that you thought were great, but when you think of them today, you laugh at yourself. Now, if you do not do this exercise and laugh at now listen to what I'm going to call it. If you do not laugh at your past sincere stupidity, you will keep repeating the same thing. In essence, you will consolidate yourself in a permanent state of stupid. That's void of intelligence. I always say stupid is not an abusive word, it's a descriptive word. All right? So if you have nothing to laugh about concerning your past, you have not grown, you have not changed, and you are an endangered species. A person who thinks at 40 the way they were thinking at 20 has wasted 20 years of their life. So, very important, ask yourself these questions, and that will show you in very simple terms if you are changing or you are stagnant. Thank you.
I just looked back 10 years ago, and there was something very loud about what was happening then in my life that I actually just smiled about. Well, I could have laughed. But that was, as you said, very stupid. And when I look back at it right now, there are things I would not do. There are particular specific things that happened then that I cannot do now. And in the last 2 years, I can also see some things that have changed and how I have changed with them as well. And maybe I will need a bit more work.
And you see, if we don't evaluate, we will keep making the same silly mistakes. The fact that you can look back and laugh at it means that your thinking is no more where it used to be. That is a really good place to be. And you will have some people who want to present a picture perfect image. You know, um, that is an action that is void of intelligence. You can use the other descriptive word.
But you also call them endangered species.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because you are stuck in a rut. That means you will make the same decision, you will come to the same conclusion over and over and over. What does that make you? It consolidates you in a permanent state of that word.
Okay. And then you lose your relevance. Everything that you thought was amazing and you're still holding on to it and the world moved on. And you've used your life so many times to explain this. The things that you believed in, the things that you liked doing, the state of your mind back then and how it has evolved to the point that you are right now. And if people cannot learn from that, you put yourself on the line.
Look, I listen to my children and I learn a lot from my children. My son would lock himself, he's got a studio. He would lock himself in the studio and, I admire his work ethic. He will come down at a particular time that he wants to have lunch or so. Then he would go back there. And initially, I used to think, can't you think of something else to do? Why are you just always there making music? Always, 24/7. You know what? Then doors began to open. Big doors began to open. What do you think I did? I kept my mouth shut because I had seen he was right, I was wrong. When my daughter would spend time, she's into beauty, and she would spend time doing all sorts of beauty looks and all that on Instagram, just taking pictures. And I'm thinking, my friend, can't you look for something else to do other than making yourself up and taking pictures? Then one of the world's biggest beauty brands reached out to her and sent her $700 worth of beauty products. Then people began to send her their beauty products so that she could use them and talk about them. And then next thing, this multi-billion beauty brand, she literally became their partner and she was making some money there. What do you think Wale did? I shut my mouth up. I was wrong. Then she now told me, oh, she's in Clubhouse. And I said, what is Clubhouse? And she would spend hours and hours and hours there. And me, I'm old school. I said, come on, you need to find something better to do than just listen to people talk. When she came back, she said, oh, she got a scholarship. It's worth $20,000. She's got this from Clubhouse. Hey! What shut his mouth. I learned there is no point in holding on to a position when you are failing, when you are losing. No point in holding on to a position. I learned from my kids. I have become a more objective person, and it has helped my humility because I realized I was approaching life, and trying to control their own life the way I was controlled by my parents. The world has changed. Get over it.
Absolutely. And I have to big you up, Wale. I saw you trying doing makeup on Taiwo. That was hilarious. You did a not so you did a job. A job. You did
That's an
something.
application. We can open that. I even give you permission to play that for the jury. So
Real.
they can
I will do that. Do not try me, Wale.
play. I dare you, play it for the jury. and let everybody comment and see what a wonderful job I did on Taiwo's face.
Oh my God, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. I will leave it at that, Wale. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. Have a good day.
You too. Thank you.
And on that note, we're going to take a very short commercial break. We will be right back. This is Full Circle with Mwikali.